Now here what you're seeing is actually the water pump housing that goes on in front of the engine block. Now, you're probably noticing that there's a couple of things in this picture, like a white piece and a yellow piece. Those are extenders to the original pieces of the kit part that is being modified for what their real engine is supposed to look like and what their real flex engine is supposed to be built like. Now, the thing is, with this engine being converted from what it's supposed to be a Hemi over to a 440, some stuff's gotta be scratch built for it. Now, if you're building a NASCAR kit and you want the Hemi, this is a good kit with a good motor and good details on it, I will say. But the project here is not going to be NASCAR, by no means. It's going to be a street chart. So things got to be converted backwards, kind of. But right here you're seeing it's actually modified parts being actually attached to the engine block and being built up, almost like what you 3D people do in 3D software and stuff. We do it the old school. Now the thing is, with this right here, the square stock that you're seeing is actually being made by a square stock from plastic evergreen. Now, we got a good deal on hobbylink.com for this stuff. Good place to deal with too, by the way. They got a nice little system on there too. You can actually earn out reward points back for future purchases and orders. But as you're seeing right here though, is we actually built the timing chain piece out more because we ain't gonna be using the chrome piece, and we want to get the details right for this motor. Now, we have actually looked at quite a few reference pictures of the motor for 40s and stuff for this build right here, for this engine block to be built correctly and accurately. Now the thing is, the kit doesn't actually have half the stuff on it. That surprises us, and it surprises me. Because when looking at the parts is nicely detailed, but the thing is, they don't go. Oh, something that could have actually been applied back in the day on when the factories made the original kits. Now, this here piece here is actually the weight balancer for in the front of the engine. It actually goes down on the bottom of the motor. Now, like I said before, a lot of things on this kit is being modified, a lot of it being scratch built, as you can see right here. We're bringing the details into the build that should be there, and that is not there, we got scratch build and bring in. Now right there you can see some of this stuff right here. Now there's another weight balancer piece. We actually used the same balancer piece that we was used to put a timing chain cover. We actually narrowed down on size, and we thought it'd be a good idea to use as a water pump housing as well. Almost same size, but a little bit smaller. And on this build, typically, we're going for shapes. Certain shapes can actually be duplicated in the other parts of the build as well. And we're trying to look for shapes. Because right here you see, with that weight balance being reduced down a little size more, it actually works for the water pump housing area as well. Now, the water pump housing will have a lot of detail as well put into it when you see it coming up here. Like I said, everything revolves around each piece connected to each other. And right here, we're actually getting a good look at how it would actually look. Now, I would say, doing the water pump housing here has been taking a long time. And what you're seeing on the side of the white pieces is actually a little strip of evergreen, brown stock, that a hole was drilled out on the engine block. A little area was actually carved out on the water pump housing as well. And we easily set the little round stock in place, and we easily just nicely put a little strip of Loctite glue applied by a needle point, bobby pin, in on the plastic, and we easily set them in place. Now, they're a little bit long, yes, but the reason is, once we're all done and everything is cured, and all details done, we can easily go back and easy shrink them down. What I mean by shrink is trim them down to how long we want them. Because there's another piece that I'm going to go on top of these as well. Now, on top of the water pump housing, is the radiator piece. Now, the radiator flange, now right here you're seeing, is actually, the black piece is actually the kit part, but I'll tell you now, the kit part is a little bit smaller than what it should be. Again, I'm not dishing the kit part by no means, but it should be a little bigger. So we're going to easily enlarge it. And besides, we need a black piece on another part of the build. So the yellow piece is actually going to be running on top of the water pump housing, because we're going to need a duplicate part, as you see right here. This way, we can easily put it on, get that little tiny unit detailed with all the details we need. Then, as we move along in the build process, easy apply the parts then, and actually make them look at them both together. Because we also make our own scale hardware too. We make our scale hardware in the house as well. Now, right there, you're seeing that all of the little round stock actually being applied in place. We've been looking at a lot of reference pictures of the engine blocks, so we know exactly how many of them goes on and what area they go on in. Now, that white piece is actually, when we was actually looking at the reference pieces, we realized that the engine block and that the water pump housing and timing chain cover was not actually the right correct detail. So we have applied more detail now, and we have to build out level. The thing is, when you're doing stuff like this, it's always fun to notice what the companies out there do. You can actually improve on it. This here is a turn signal lens. Now, turn signal lens also parking lamp lens. Now, we actually had to put a piece of brass behind this to keep it actually from rolling around. Because we found that using those pegs out of the light brights things back in the 80s and 70s, some of you older people probably know what I mean by light brights. Those little pegs come in handy for making turn signals, for making the old kind of lamps, like on the old Plymouth, and like the Ectos cars. They make nice turn signal parts for those pieces. Now here we are taking, and we're looking at the detail now, and we're also looking at the turn signal lamp. See how it's going to fit in, or if we have to take an easy, put in a drill left, and easy bring it down the size a little more on the diameter. Now, when you do something like it, you gotta be careful, because if you go too hard in a place, you can actually break off the machine. So you easy want to work it around and around and around very easy, and keep looking at it. And right here, you can start to see the shape taking place now of the lamp lens that's coming out right now here. And I will tell you right now, people, this actually did fit inside that panel very snug. And I don't know if you can see it in the picture or not, but if you look closely at the little lamp lens, you can see a little bolt hole on the top piece. Now, I'll put this here. Now, I've been saying it all the time, and I'll say it again. That little hole is actually exactly what the real chargers has on their lamp housings as well. And we're still working on the back piece here. Now, this here is actually the centerpiece of the lamp housing that has the small detail in it. Now, the lens housing is going to actually be glued onto the other pieces you saw inside the panel. Again, they're not glued in by any chance yet. There's snug fit, friction fit in right now, just for reference, see how it's going to look. Now, right here, you can maybe see it. There's a little dot right there in the middle of the housing piece on top. That is a micro drivet hole drilled through, and it's actually also drilled into the panel as well. So once all finished, I have a little clothespin, one that you can get from the dollar store of 1,000 pence per dollar, or depending, the prices varies on wherever you buy them at. But one of them, they will be used as reference as a screw to put actually into those little holes. Mimic screw, the little screws like the rail charger has. And every one of those little holes you see drilled right there, like the two little ones on each side, the same thing's gonna be fitting each one, but they're just gonna be narrowed down to fit inside those little holes. Right there, the two little, each one of those little holes right there, the one in the lens and one underneath the turn signal housing is all pre-drilled, and the clothespin was actually fit to them.